I can walk into a store and you do not know how nice it feels. When I come in, I can look over and go, oh, we've got cherries, we've got plums, we've got apples. I have grapes growing, but they're not produced, they're not out yet. We have pears coming in, so I don't have to buy any of that. I come around, cauliflower, got that in the greenhouse. Cucumber, zucchinis in the greenhouse. Tomatoes are already ripe. We got the mushrooms. The bell peppers are coming in, so I had to get one bell pepper and one large tomato. And our lettuce is in. So that means out of all of this here, the only thing that we do not have at home that's not a luxury item that I needed to get for right now was one tomato and one bell pepper for the entire week. Up here in our garden, we have the dill, we have the onions, we have the parsley, we have the bailey, we have all of this. Carrots have not come in. Okay, so that's 3 items, but I don't need carrots for this week. That's it. That's all that out of this entire section. That is all I've had to get, simply because we have a small greenhouse and a small garden area. And you just do not know how much. We have potatoes coming in, I've got onions coming in, I've got garlic coming in. All of that's in there. So I can't really stress enough, if at all possible, how having a small garden, if properly organized, can save you a lot of money in the when shopping. I've got ginger, 2 types of ginger growing. We have the long radishes. Our radishes are coming in. Cauliflower is in. Squashes, zucchinis are in. Let's see. Oh, candles. Emergency candles or decorative scented candles. We have beeswax. We have 2 honeybees, 2 honeybee hives. So I've got plenty of beeswax, so I can make my own beeswax candles. I can use the fiber from the normal hemp that I grow for other uses, for mulch and stuff. I can pound that, twist that into a fiber, and there's our wicks. I mean, you cannot really, I cannot stress enough how it can save you money. But if I don't feel like making it, we can buy it. I do not have enough space to grow grain or corn, unfortunately. That would be a large enough quantity for use. However, I can go to the feed store, the animal feed store, and pick up the corn, the wheat, the barley, and so on, literally pennies on the dollar or cents on the euro. Milk products. A short drive from the house is a dairy. I know most people in the city won't have that option, but we can go pick up milk at like 25 cents a liter, 25 or 50 cents a liter compared to the milk here. So I can do my own butter, I can do my own yogurts, we have the milk, so all of that is basically taken care of. I consider milk and so on a luxury item, but we do buy it. Let's see, cheeses, I make my own cheeses. If you can watch my DIY, I do the cheeses, I do the, and then, or we buy the cheap cheese when it's on sale and I smoke it and store it. So let's have a look. This is June. We were talking about in the supermarket So there's like apple trees. All of these in these high beds along here is figs, plums, pears, apples, black cherries. There's one pot there full of string beans and mulberries. Okay, that's just along that line. And also in each corner of those pots is strawberries. In here, this running around, this is for the bees. Just assorted flowers. This is my early pickings for my horseradish. This is our freebase salad, or lettuce. Some more beans. Every once in a while, the wife gets into, she'll tell you straight up. She's no gardener. She does not like gardening. But every once in a while, every few years, she gets this burr under her feet. And so I always leave off, when she tells me, I leave off a couple of these high beds for her to do her gardening experiments. So one of her experiments, though I toted against it, was she wanted to plant bell peppers with the strawberries. Even with me trimming back this, you'll see how small these guys are. They're just not getting enough sun. Okay? And it's a lesson that she'll have to learn, but she planted 8 of these in each corner of the tomatoes. 12. And I have to come in here and keep trimming this stuff back because the poor little plants, they're just not getting enough sun. But that's a lesson she's got to learn. This is my garlic. Lots and lots of bulb garlic. Sage. The sage is not doing too well because I overwatered it. But it is coming back, so that's good. The horseradish, the lettuce. This is lavage. It's a herb / medicinal plant. This is some more beans that my wife wanted to plant. This plant here is almost 4 years old. These are chives. And I always trim them back when they start to seed. Otherwise, I wind up with seeds like here. See, I start getting seeds all over the place. And later, I'll have to be pulling out lots of little onions. But then I'll just pull those, wash them, chop them up, and put them in a salad. This is a hazelnut tree. It's fairly young, but as you see, it's coming up. And around that, I've got some garlic. I like my garlic. Here is mustard. Let's see, what is this? This is thyme. This is, I forget what, this is not oregano. This is something else. I got to recheck that plant. We have dill. This is all of my various herbs. This is mustard. The mustard I'm growing, the seeds will get ground to a paste, will get mixed with the horseradish, and that's basically what you buy as wasabi paste in the stores. It's not real Japanese wasabi. I'll get growing that later. I have a few issues with that we'll cover in a bit. This is stalk celery. Of course, my peppers are coming along. These got put in a little late, but they're coming up. These are onions. This down in here, coming up in here, is Good King John. It's another, or it's a Good King Henry. I forget which one it is. It's a medicinal herb. My jalapenos are sprouting. Now, jalapenos will live up to 5 years. As we see when I go to the greenhouse, the ones that I've gotten there are almost at their life's end. So when we get into the colder weather before the frost, these will replace my older ones. And that's how I keep them circulating. This one was my wife. She wanted to plant stuff, and I do not know how we got it in here. But this is black belladonna. It got seeded in somewhere or another, so I had to point out to her, those were not peas. That is poisonous, but I'm keeping it because black belladonna is also a medicinal herb. Over here we've got some small onions. We've got peppermint. This is another herb. This is a test run. This is a little hybrid that I've been working on, but I think I overwatered it. A little bit more salad that was left over. Then up here we have, of course, more garlic. I like my garlic. But we're starting to get, these are seedless grapes. And I will be doing a thing. I had one that didn't make it. And so I'm going to be doing a cutting toward the end of the year. Or probably in early spring. And propagate me a new one off of a cutting, and I'll do a video on that. But all of these are grapes all along here. Seedless grapes, mind. Back over here is just bee flowers. These are blackberry plants. As you can tell from the flowers, I got 3 of them in here. They got really hit hard last year with the hot weather, and I had to cut them back, but they're coming right back up. This is multi-bulb onion. These things will get massive and they will grow secondary bulbs off of them. So this is all my onions for the year. Of course, I spread strawberry plants around. This is fartichoke. Yes, I said it, fartichoke. Normally known as Jerusalem artichoke. It's really not an artichoke. It is a tuber plant like horseradish and so on. However, if you don't cook it right, it's known to have this very bad thing of giving you lots of gas. This is another set of herbs that I'm trying. This is a sorghum, which when they grow up, the roots, which is typically harvested during the winter, is a very sweet, and you can make jellies and jams out of it. I got a little bit of wild dill coming up in here, or parsley. A little wild onion that got sorted. And that's the main garden. Out here I've got lemon mint, peppermint, and of course this is the bee house. The bees come in and out of here. See a bunch of dead bees down there, the cleaning house. And back around here, this is my pear melon. I think I've got to reroot it. It's not doing too well this year. I'm getting a few bulbs, but it may be becoming root bound, and I need to reroot that. These were leftover tomato plants, so I put them into here. And this is just a little side bed that I made when I was building the platform. But as you can see, we are still getting tomatoes in here. This plant, I'm proud of this little plant. He's 5 years old. He doesn't get much bigger than this. And as you see, I've got lots of already. I've been, this is my grazing tomatoes. I got 2 sets of grazing tomatoes. So when I'm out here working or whatever, I've got something to nibble on. And, this guy won't get much bigger than that. Down here, these are its babies. So yes, I'll let some of them fall in, and it starts me a new plant, because this guy's about reaching his age limit. This is another one that's reaching his age limit. He's about 4 years old. He goes in the winter, comes out in the summer. But this is as big as those tomatoes get. These are little cocktail tomatoes. Again, part of my grazing food. Got some cornflowers, different stuff going in there. Over here we have some more peppermint, some lemon mint. The reason I have so much mint is if you put them in front of your bee houses, it helps keep the wasp and other stuff away. Even the, in theory, even the hive moths. I've only had a problem with 1 or 2 where I found hive moths, but those were in old combs that I'd stored over the winter. I've never found any really in my hives. So they're doing good. Down along this side, I never got anything planted in that. Again, I've got to pull these back, which is why I may do a cutting off of this. The problem is it's in seed, and I need to find one. I think this one is not in seed. I may cut him back. I cannot stay around the bees too long, otherwise they get all upset with me. And go on. The last bit down on the other side this is my wild bee area. I have all my poppies and sunflowers and everything going in here. This row right here that you see, those stakes, those were extra tomato plants that I had no space for in the regular garden, so I threw them up here. Some extra onions down in here. That is a 1,000-liter rain catch system for 250 liter rain catch. They all bleed into each other. And now here's a consideration for you to look at. Ouch. Hello, tree limb. Dang it. That is potatoes. That's it right there. You can see they're not very big. Okay, and he's got potato bugs, I see. And you see his, okay? And this is because he makes a row, plants them, and then leaves them out, having to water them every day. I mean, they have to water these 1 hour every day in the afternoon to keep them from drying out and dying. And you saw mine. I water mine. I fill my containers maybe once a week. On really in June, let's see, July, August time frame, I may run it, I may top the containers off twice a week, just by filling the inside beds up. And look at that. You can see a dramatic difference. Okay? And I'll show you my potato patch. This is a combination of Peruvian purple potatoes, South American spotted potatoes, and regular white russet potatoes. And I've got stalks back there that's almost 6 feet high. And what I did is I planted them low. I dug it all out. I laid down a piece of plastic inside, the like heavy pond film. And then I put everything in at a base level. I planted the potatoes in rows, and as they grew, I put more and more mulch and dirt over them. Okay? So now, this is really deep. I filled it up all the way up, and that's as high as I can fill it without it spilling over into the back into this. I may have to put a raise area around it to continue being able to raise it and make it deeper. But this is mine, and I water this once a month because the foil inside helps keep the water in. So it uses the maximum amount of water. The coverage keeps it from evaporating quickly and drying out. And I didn't start by digging into the ground making big mounds where 90% of my water drains right back into the groundwater system. I'm using around 90% plus of the water that comes into here. So much better system. I'm waiting to see, this is an experiment. I'm waiting to see how the potatoes, how much produce I get out of those, which is why also in the greenhouse I have the potato bucket test going. I want to see which of the two provides me by area. I mean, like if I took an area here the same diameter, which is 4 plants here compared to the bucket system that I'm using there, and see which one gives me larger and better potatoes versus the growing space. That's more. Again, as I said, I'm ripping out and redoing my entire aquaponics system to save electricity, and I'll close that off here and see you on the next video. Remember, like, subscribe, like, subscribe, like, subscribe. I'm getting very few likes, very few subscribes, and I'm seeing thousands of views. Is it the same people just coming back watching the thing over and over again? I don't know. No one writes, no one says, no one tells. It's a big mystery. More grapes. Später, later.